line. 10 toes never fold out to win, them boys were veterans.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J-K-O. Sports professor, you know. Street professor back again, it's game time. A la playa, no playtime, it's play guy. Cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professor spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme sliding your girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J-K-O. Sports professor, you know. Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J-K-O. Street!
Go hard. Go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, go home, go hard, go hard, go home. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home, go hard, go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then I double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming, I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go home. Go hard, go home. Go hard.
Yo.
Go hard.
What up, bro? What up?
Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard. Go hard.
What's going on?
Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now.
Episode 153.
In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down.
Omar.
Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might slide on you.
Hey, can you hear Omar canting?
Can
Can you hear him good?
Go hard, go home.
Yeah, I think he's going in and out a little bit.
Going in and out, Omar.
Go hard,
Check your mic.
go home.
Yeah, check your mic. You're going in and out.
Go home. Touchdown like the end zone.
episode 143.
When the circle turn to my
Find us at
home,
the bottom
can't
line
get me out of my zone.
Sports
Go hard, go home.
on all your YouTube channel, Facebook, all that good stuff.
I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back.
Also, catch us on Sundays. We have the Sunday Surge every Sunday. Only a couple more shows, really. Maybe 3. We just had the divisional. Did a Sunday show with divisional. We got the AFC, NFC Championship coming up.
This week.
Yeah, better talk a little college football, a little NBA. You got the Professor's Mixed Bag. We got Hot Take Jake's hottest take of the week. There's Ruben. Papa Ruben's here. Ruben's here. What up, Ruben? Good guy. That's the Sports Professor's Pops. That's Pops, man. So good to have him. Hit that like button. Like, share, subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Man, let's get into this. Canteen. Got to come in with your good music.
My favorite song background music.
Yo.
Yeah, you good now? We hear you real well.
We sound good up in the street.
Real good.
Let's go. Let's go. So, as you know, those of you who watch the show on the regular, we start out a little bit pleasantries like we just did, let you know where you can find us. But also, and there's Hot Take Jake. I'm going to bring him in. There he is.
Shut up,
all right. What's that?
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, your Pops.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
Yeah, there's Hot Take Jake. So we are going to go into a lot of these things, little football, college, and NFL, of course. And we're also going to we also like to start out with the Sports Professors. I don't have my echo today. Mixed bag.
Yeah, you know who it is.
Take it away, Sports Professor.
Let's
the
roll.
Sports Professor at Ball and Buds. Make sure you subscribe at YouTube. Let's kick this Professor's bag off. First of all, this is going to be a very main 4 sports-centric mixed bag. First of all, we will start with hockey. Don't fear, the NHL Hockey All-Star Game will not be around this year.
Really?
No. They have canceled the All-Star Game. What? I know. You asked for what? So, what has happened? The NHL decided after last All-Star Game that because they're going to go back their players are going to go back to the Winter Olympics in 2026, that they would have a tournament this year instead of an All-Star Game. So they will have what is called a 4 nations face-off, which will the best players in the NHL are Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States. And so those 4 teams will face off from February 12th to February 20th over a 9-day period. They will each rotate games against each other, one playing the other 3 in a round-robin format. What this is supposed to do is prepare the world for the NHL players going back to the Olympics, because if you remember, they have not been in the Olympics since 2012 because the NHL took them out of there for fear of them getting hurt and because it was in the middle of the NHL season.
Okay.
My only problem with this, and I put this to you gentlemen before we move on to the next mixed bag topic, but this is until the 2026 Winter Olympics. And they plan on having a 2026 All-Star Game. So, gentlemen, why didn't they just have the All-Star Game this year?
Right.
And do the tournament to prepare them next year?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Why?
I don't know. We'll leave that question to the audience. Do y'all think that was a great idea? What do you think they should have done?
Yeah.
Because I personally believe you just play that tournament next year and let them have another All-Star Game this year instead of doing it.
Yeah. How do most of NHL that you know, as far as fans, how do they feel about this? Do you have a feel for?
That's a great question, and I will let you know. I researched all the forums. I was on Reddit, Quora, and all the different forums today, and I found out that a lot of the hockey fans are excited to see their main players from their countries being able to showcase themselves in a preview.
but they also believe that they was backwards as well for the most part.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Now,
Okay.
does that sound familiar to you? Does that round robin format sound familiar to you, Spark?
It sounds like soccer, maybe.
Or the new NBA All-Star game.
Basketball, yeah.
Yes, the NBA has as well for their All-Star game this year invented a round-robin format, which will feature, or actually this is going to be a tournament format. It's going to be 4 teams instead of round-robin. It'll just be 2 on 2, and then 1-on-1 because it happens the same night, not over 9 days. So it won't be round-robin, but it will be a tournament, and it will have 3 NBA All-Star teams consisting of 8 players from each team that were decided from the top 24, which, by the way, let me give you an update on your final All-Star voting. Your top 2 voters, Giannis Antetokounmpo is your first overall top vote with 3.5 million votes. Then you had Nikola Jokic at 3 million votes, both in the front court. Then you had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 2.5 million votes, followed by and these are for starters. I'm only doing starters. So that's your starting, your top 2 on the front court. And then you got Shai. Now, you also got LeBron at 2.5. So LeBron is a little bit above Shai.
Wow.
Say his name wrong.
GA for short.
Yeah, exactly. So if I'm giving this to you in order, which I'll do now because I was just reading the top ones. But in order, Giannis, 3.5. Nikola, 3. Jason Tatum, 2.8. I skipped him because I was going to come to him last, but he's at 2.8. Then you got LeBron at 2.6. You got Kevin Durant at 2.5. You got Shai at 2.4. And then you got Karl Anthony Towns right there with him. Those are your top All-Star getters. And then the fourth team will consist of your rising stars, which will come from first and second year players that are not All-Stars, but are respected All-Stars.
And that's how they're gonna. And that's the format for the All-Star game. You said.
There's the format for the All-Star game. They have replaced the All-Star game. There's no more glorified 3-point dunk contest anymore. We'll have none of that more BS.
What?
All that's gone.
All that's gone. Yep. All you're going to get now is 14.
Crazy, man.
In 2 games, they played a 40, and then they got the 2 teams in the championship.
So that's so to me, Omar, to me they're taking the significance away, and I get why they're taking it away because nobody really takes the dunk contest serious anymore. Nobody really takes the 3-point shooting contest.
No, I'm sorry, Ken. Don't let me get that confused. Oh. They're going to still have the skills activities such as point dunk. What I was referring to is how everybody now considers the All-Star game itself to be just a 3-point dunk contest where they just go up and
got you.
Right. Street ball, right? So that's what I meant. So I apologize for getting confused. Still having the dunk, still having the threes, still having the skills. But for the actual All-Star game, there's no more just East versus West. It's going to now be 4 teams in a tournament format.
Oh, just 4 random teams. Doesn't matter which conference.
So they're going to take the top 20, or they're going to take the top 24 All-Stars as they normally would for the 2 teams. They're going to split them into 3 teams of 8 chosen by the coaches. So they're going to have like a draft.
Oh, so the coaches will draft them, basically.
And it'll be your coaches that are leading at the All-Star break, the 5 teams, and then an assistant from one of those teams.
So how do you know who to root for? Like, are they going to be designated team names or
they'll probably have names, but really you're just going to be rooting for players and whoever you want at this point. I don't think there really is a rooting interest anymore, like East versus West or U.S. versus Europe or anything like that. At this point, they were just trying to make it more exciting because people tuned out of the pickup game.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's fair.
That's understood.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think about that. Go ahead, Professor. Finish.
Yeah. And then also just to let you know, this week is rivalry week in the NBA. And I had to mention that because you know the biggest rivalry in the NBA is my wonderful 18-time Boston Celtics against any other team in the league other than the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm just kidding, Nick. All right.
Stop hating, bum. Stop hating. Take off your glasses.
The Lakers don't ever.
You look like a bug.
You look cool. And I got something for you.
Hey, Jake, he looks like that fly that goes into the light. Oh, it's so pretty. In Bug's Life, you remember that?
Boom.
Get on him.
Boom. No more lights, and you still can't see me like John Cena, sucker.
Oh,
Shout
Lord.
out to Roy.
Hey, don't make my heart hurt.
Hit the left
Last
track.
year.
Your heart gonna hurt because he ain't winning, so don't worry about it. Anyway, the Lakers and the Celtics will head off rivalry week. That will be from tonight.
Now, is this new? I don't remember from last year, Omar. Real quick, is that a new thing, rivalry week?
You are completely correct, sir. I like
Okay.
how you have to follow, but this is brand new for this year.
Okay.
Rivalry week for the NBA will go from tonight until Saturday. And the main, obviously, headline matchup will be your Celtics-Lakers on January 23rd, which will be Thursday. But you also have Knicks-Nets. You also have a Timberwolves-Mavericks repeat from the playoffs a couple years ago.
Okay.
You'll have the Grizzlies-Pelicans, Boston Celtics-Mavericks repeat from last year. And then finally, to end it all, that last day, we have the Celtics-Mavericks and then the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors.
Michael Gott's talking about you there, Professor.
Future's so bright.
What do you say?
Future's so bright. You got
Thank you, brother. Hey, I shine like a diamond. I'm a superstar, baby. You already know what it is. All right. And the final story of the day.
He said he's over the pond.
Oh, is he over the pond? Shout out. Are you in the UK, my friend? Are you in the UK, my
midnight
friend?
over there.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you for tuning in. We really
Shout out to
appreciate it.
Michael
I would make a corny video joke, but I won't do that because
Please don't.
what I will say is that I told y'all last week that we were going to have what this week? What did I say we were going to have announced this week, Flo? Do you remember?
No.
Hmm?
I don't remember.
MLB Baseball Hall of Fame just announced 33 minutes ago. It was announced Ichiro Suzuki is officially headed to the Hall of Fame, and I only have one word for Ichiro other than congrats. I have for the one hater, the one mofo hater. I swear, if I find out who you are, this is like a few years ago, and I'm not a Yankees fan. Y'all know how much I hate the Yankees. But Derek Jeter should have been the first unanimous position player. And he wasn't, because there was one hater ballot out there that didn't vote him. And it happened again for Ichiro Suzuki. There is one hidden ballot out there from some sucker trying to hide his face that wouldn't unanimously induct Ichiro into the Hall of Fame, which is a whole can of BS.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Incredible.
He should have been unanimous. He should have been
There's a reason he's hiding.
unanimous.
There's a reason he's hiding his face.
Same
Why is
way
that,
they
Jake?
sided with Jeter. Jeter should have been unanimous too.
Yeah. Wow. So
They want to hide.
So should they make these not anonymous so that way we see?
Well, no, they do later release them, but some people, if they can keep them,
They
we
can
still
remain
don't
anonymous.
know.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
right. Who the Jeter voter was, although we can expect him to be a Mets fan. I can tell you that. Mets or a Red Sox fan. One of the two haters.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me give you the other two that made it. Congrats to CC Sabathia, former Brewer, and another former Met, Philly, and many other teams. The great reliever, Billy Wagner.
What's up, Nard?
What's up, Nard?
What up, Nard? Those were your 3 votes for the MLB Hall of Fame 20.
Bring the Dodgers back to Brooklyn, says Michael Gott. Come on.
That would be dope. That would be 3 teams in New York, and they ain't about to do that.
All right, Professor. Anything else from your mixed bag?
That was it, my friends. I appreciate your time. Make sure you subscribe to Ball and Bud.
That was the Professor's mixed bag. All right. So you talked a little NBA. Let's talk a little NBA canteen. We'll run around the horn here. Looks like the Cavs and the Thunder are the cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop.
Right now, and the Celtics were faltering for a little bit. Is there reason for concern for the Celtics and their struggles as of the last month or so? Ken, any thoughts?
Man, it's still early on, man. Wait till the All-Star break. I think everybody will start peaking after the All-Star break.
Okay.
Here's my thing for the West, man. That kid, I don't know, SGA, whatever his name, that kid and the Thunder, those guys have been playing phenomenal basketball. Not only them, but the Rockets. The Rockets, too. The Rockets and John Morant and company, too. Right. So that's my take on the whole basketball thing, fellas.
Okay.
A lot of basketball left, man.
And sports professor, I know this is your team. Any concern from Celtics land, and also could there possibly be, with the Cavs and the Thunder playing so well, 270 win teams? Is that in the realm of possibilities? Go ahead. Oh, sorry, Professor.
Well, to answer the first of your questions, is or are Celtic Nation concerned? I have told many of our fellow Celtic fans and many insiders, and they're not concerned. They're not concerned, as Canteen so astutely pointed out. It is still very early in the season. We are not even at All-Star break. We just passed the holiday where they have a big slate of games. And what happened? You ask, what happened? The Celtics blew the Warriors out by 40 damn points. I ain't trying to hear it. It's just a championship hangover, a mid-season malaise.
Okay.
So I'm not really concerned about this. Now, there are better teams, I believe, parity-wise, this year. The more number of better teams, I think, this year than there were last year. So this year you have Oklahoma City Thunder, which are better than last year, without Cleveland.
And you're buried.
He hasn't come back yet and is ready to enter in the lineup. Once they do, he's just going to make him that much better. Now, Cleveland has been on a roll. They had streaks of 10-game wins, game win streaks, and we haven't seen anything like that before in the NBA.
Right. I'm not laughing at Omar.
So just, you're good. I'm not worried about it, brother.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the other comment that was up there.
You can laugh at me all you want, brother. But throw the Cavaliers and you say that they're not for real just because they haven't been there the past few years would be ignorant. They were in the top 4 last year in the playoffs. They made a little bit of a run. I think they
had injuries too.
Right, exactly. They're fully healthy now. Do I put them above the Celtics in the long run? No. I think the Celtics are battle-tested, playoff experience, all that jazz really matters when it comes down to it. But could I see a West team upsetting the Celtics? I definitely could see a West team upsetting the Celtics.
Which team you forecast?
I give you 3 names right now.
Okay.
Oklahoma City Thunder would be my first pick.
Okay.
If Marcus Smart can get back, the Memphis Grizzlies are to watch out for.
Okay.
And I know the hot pick would be the Houston Rockets at this point, and that'd be a good story. With the Celtics old coach. But I'm going to give you a little bit more of a sleeper. Not too much of a sleeper. But a team that has been hurt this year, but was just in the championship last year. If Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving can get healthy, Klay Thompson has been playing great ball, and they could be a sleeper team to make noise.
Okay, hot take. Your thoughts on 270 win teams, and should there be concern in the land of the Celtics?
No, it's early. I got no worries here. My thing is Celtics. Here's my thing.
I'm surprised.
Celtics have to show me that they're for real. Remember, that was an asterisk year last year. They got to play injury teams the whole season.
Here we go.
Omar knows it. We all know it. It's fine. We get it.
Okay, put it in the comments. It was last year an asterisk year.
Absolutely.
The asterisk championship is your Disney World Kitties Bubble Championship, brother.
Hey, let us know in the comments. Is the COVID year an asterisk year, or is last year an asterisk year? Put in the comments. Let us know.
As for the season, it's still early. One thing I don't trust is the Cavs. The Cavs remind me of that Hawks team that used to look good and never amounted to anything.
But not this good. The Hawks never looked this good.
Nah. I mean,
guys, look at the Hawks.
Single digit
The
losses.
Hawks were number 1 seed several times.
Okay.
I mean, they're 6th seed right now, Jake. I mean, will they make the playoffs? They'll make the playoffs, but will they do something promising in the playoffs? That's the thing, man.
But he's talking about the Hawks of Dominique.
For me to take the Cavs, remember the Hawks during the 2010s? They didn't do crap. Here's my part.
Oh, okay.
I think the only team that can really compete with them, I think Jimmy Butler's gone. I really do. I think something happens. I think we need to keep on the watch for that. I think it's only a matter of time till we see Jimmy Butler break and finally get a way out of there.
He's going to Phoenix.
Hey, as long as you're talking about Jimmy Butler, Jake, real quick, give us your thoughts. I know you're a Jimmy Butler fan. If he goes to a top 4 or 5 team, do they automatically jump up to contend?
They become the favorites that fast.
Wow.
Because I'm telling you right now, your biggest competition is the Celtics, and the Celtics have a kryptonite. His name is Jimmy Buckets.
What if he goes to the West?
Phoenix.
He will beat the West and go see the Celtics and beat the Celtics. I'm telling you. The Celtics are afraid of him.
And that's not
the Celtics are afraid of 2 teams. The Celtics are afraid of 2 teams, in my opinion. They don't want to see the Nuggets, and they don't want to see anybody with Jimmy Butler on that team. Omar knows that too.
Wouldn't it be better if he goes to the West, because then they don't have to see him to the championship, right?
Yeah.
According to you.
Absolutely.
Ain't nobody scared of Jimmy Butler's old dusty ass, all right?
What's up, Paul Watts?
Paul Wise. He said Jimmy Wise. He said
Jimmy's
washed.
No, he's not. No. Guys,
Jimmy's washed.
We're mixing up washed with somebody that doesn't care. Miami Heat have done nothing. He had to see Damian Lillard get traded to the damn Bucks and see nothing go. You know who they told him his best player is next to him? Bum-ass Tyler Hero. I'm sorry. It's about time he starts stepping up for himself.
So you're saying he's not washed, just disgruntled?
He's pissed.
Okay.
You ain't doing nothing for him. Nothing.
All right.
It's a sad day.
Wow. Okay, any final thoughts on the NBA? Any other topics you want to get into?
Shout out Daniel Berry. Thank you for tuning in. Nard has a question.
He said the Maverick Carter Global League is bullshit.
Bull sugar.
What do y'all think?
This is family friendly. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know nothing about that, man. I don't.
Have you heard about it, Omar?
Yeah, he's in talks to start a global league, an international league that would be a NBA, considered a competitor, but not really, obviously, that would feature teams from countries around the world. How they will work that out logistically, I have no clue. But it's not like they don't have the money to try.
Okay.
I think it'd be good for development.
Any thoughts on this league, Jake?
Nah.
Oh, you were cutting out.
Yeah, any thoughts on this league, Jake?
Man, I have to see it come off the ground. I saw Tiger Woods just come out with his own thing, that virtual golf.
Yeah, the TGI.
So I think these are up-and-comer things. We have to see what goes down. I'm still trying to see if the UFL can keep from the ground up. They had to merge with the XFL recently.
Yeah.
So these small leagues, I'm for it. I believe there's a gap. The second the NFL ends and before the NBA playoffs start, there's a huge gap to where there's no excitement till middle of May or end of April, early May. So usually from beginning of February to middle April, it's about dry as can be. So
I mean, you got March Madness.
First of all,
a little bit of that.
Why don't you become a sports fan? Because then you got MLB opening day, you bum.
He doesn't care to the. He don't care.
Hold on, Omar.
He's a bandwagon Yankee fan.
Yankee and Lakers.
Those games do not really matter. It's like getting excited for October basketball.
Any true baseball fan knows opening day should be a damn U.S. government holiday.
It should be.
Hey, I'll talk to Trump about it.
That is true, Omar. You're absolutely correct about that.
Taking kind of executive action. MLB opening day is a holiday, damn it.
I think they should do that with the Super Bowl.
I'll watch the
I agree.
Spankies.
I agree.
The
I agree.
Spankies. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So, Hot Take, Jake, we're going to do your hottest take of the week. All right, after we talk about a little college football, it wraps up championship. The Natty played yesterday. Ohio State 34-23. Canteen, take us into this game and give us your thoughts on this game.
Man, this was I thought it would have been a lot closer, but it was a decent game, 34-23. But let's hit the numbers, man. We got Howard. He went 17 for 21, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns. Judkins, 11 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Smith, 5 receptions, 88 yards, 1 touchdown. And then we have this guy, Leonard, the quarterback for Notre Dame, 22 for 31. He threw for 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was also their rushing guy, 17 carries, 40 yards, 1 touchdown.
Right.
And Great House, 6 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, for me, we talked about it earlier, Flo, man. We validated a good point, and we made a point about the SEC is no longer the powerhouse of college football. We made that point, and the other point we made is now teams can afford to lose games throughout the season. Teams can lose to Oregon. Teams can lose to a Michigan. Teams can lose to State. And then here's my other point, and I'm gonna let you guys take some of the fire, but then I want to come back around.
We'll come back around and talk about the overall. We'll talk about the overall.
Yeah, here's my thing, man.
Like in a minute.
The conference championship, I don't really care about that. If you get in and you're hot, you can make a difference. But I'll let you guys get some of the fire, and we'll come back around, man.
Well, yeah, we'll come back around about the playoffs in general, Omar.
Yeah.
But on this game, Omar, Canteen said it wasn't that close, but they were within 1 score until Will Howard to the freshman phenom Jeremiah Smith on a 3rd and 11 throws a deep ball to basically seal the game. Your thoughts on this game and how it went down? And I said that I thought Notre Dame was going to have a hard time scoring points. That was my only worry. They didn't have enough offense. I think a couple of us mentioned that. Go ahead, Omar.
Well, gentlemen, and Canteen, I mentioned this last night, but
you did. Now, Omar made a valid point about this. You validated your point, man. I can't argue with your point. Hey, you said it.
There was only one person on this show who not only correctly predicted the Michigan Wolverines as the national champions last year, but correctly predicted the Ohio State Buckeyes before the season started.
That's true. Shout out to the professor. You should have bet.
I give a man props with
You should have been a bet on both of those in the preseason.
I also get up, Canteen, because on last night my show I gave an official 31-21 score, and when they went up 31-7, I said to myself, "Oh, I may hit the score exactly too," and they're going to start calling me the Sports Nostradamus instead of
Nostradamus,
baby. And unfortunately, I missed it by a couple points on both sides, but I think it's pretty impressive nonetheless. I will pat myself on the back and take it out.
Hey.
I'll pat you virtually on the back.
Thank you. Much appreciated. It wasn't really that close, though. It was close because Notre Dame scored first and went up 7-0. But the problem that happened there is they ran their quarterback as they have all season long too damn much. Ran him into the ground. The first drive, they ran him 9 times for 34 yards. So much that he was out of the breath and came to the sidelines vomiting because he couldn't keep up with how much they were running him. Do you know what happened after that? They had 20 yards the rest of the first half.
Right.
Wow.
This really hurt them all year long. Yeah, it's great to have a running quarterback until you run him into the ground and he can no longer run anymore, and then he has no drive to motivate his team to continue on behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going up against a quarterback in Will Howard, who, by the way, y'all, completed 81% of his passes, a record for a championship game. 17 for 22, 81% of his passes, an 86 passer rating. And what else happened? Ohio State's run defense continued to just suffocate offenses. All year long, they were the best run defense in college, and they held the Fighting Irish to 70 total yards rushing, including the 35 aforementioned yards I mentioned from the first drive from the quarterback. What does that give you? 35 rushing yards the rest of the game after the first drive. I think we've seen what happened here. Blowout central, butt-whooping casserole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Sports Professor, thank you for your analysis. Astutely picking the Ohio State Buckeyes as the national champion. Let's see how you do this coming season. Watch out for the Nostradamus of college football to pick the national champ next year. To your point, Omar, with Howard's great performance, does this raise his stock going into the draft? If so, by how much? Is he become a second rounder maybe?
It can move him up around. It can move him up into the second or third round. It does not make him a first rounder. He did not have a first round grade.
Right.
He was at Kansas State. So yeah, he had a great game. One great game. Not boosted.
So at a minimum, bottom of the second, beginning of the third.
Maybe a second or third.
Okay. Your thoughts on this, Jake? I know you're still licking your wounds from the Texas Longhorns being booted out. Any thoughts on this game?
Not at all, because if it wasn't them that was going to win, I had a feeling Ohio State was going to win. Here's the thing. You have to understand. Ryan Day was slapped around after that Michigan game for no reason. Practically harassed.
Come
for
on,
some reason.
man.
I'm just joking.
Shut up, Omar. Ryan Day was slapped around and practically told he would be fired.
Very true.
How dumb do y'all look now, Ryan Day haters? And I know who I'm talking to specifically, but we got a bunch of haters hating on Ryan Day, and he just showed himself.
Haters. We got a bunch of haters.
For real. Gotta give credit where credit's due. Will Howard did his thing. Here's the thing also. I think this also showed you that the SEC in general, the powerhouses that we once knew, are a thing of the past. I think we were in a new era.
Yep.
I think
that's
that,
right.
Remember, Texas is really Big 12. They just showed up. And they were the second most in the domination with Notre Dame, and then to add on the Georgia. You have to think of this, guys. This is a different type. 2 back-to-back years of Big Ten winning. Will Howard did his thing. I don't think it changes his draft stock whatsoever. I think he's going to be a great backup for the NFL for some reason. That's about it at most, his ceiling. But as for Ryan Day, give respect where respect is due. And not only that, right now they're already the favorites of next year's national championships. Now, I don't know if they will, because somebody did say that boy Quinn was going to screw up. We don't got Quinn no more next year. We don't got Quinn no more next year. I'm telling you right now, Omar. We know who is walking in.
Well, you're losing a lot of players, Jake. You're not going to have the same team on offense or defense.
You don't need much players when you got the man and the EING at the very end of that damn name.
You still need a team.
Ooh, Jake, you know what? I was picking my team for next year a little early and thinking who I might pick. And I will tell you, your Longhorns are up there for my top choice. I don't know yet. I haven't chosen, but they're up there.
Oh, man.
They're my top 2 teams, so I might want for next year.
Wow. Interesting.
That's what happens, man. A quarterback makes all the difference. Quarterback
and the coach, I think, in the college makes a big difference, huge difference. Coach and the quarterback.
I think we got the right coach. I like Steve Sarkisian. Shout out Steve. He just got signed on to a multi-year. He's going to be signed up for a while with us. Okay. So we do get that Manning now.
I do agree.
For 1 year, probably.
I don't
know. I don't know about that.
Oh, you think he'll stay 2?
There's something about the Mannings. They're very detailed on what they're. Remember, he shouldn't have even stayed this year to sit down again.
Now, I will agree with Jake on that.
He is very patient. I like that. I like his patience.
Now, I would agree with Jake on that. The Mannings are very strategic and what they're doing, because they're gonna probably do the same thing that Deion Sanders is doing with Shador when they're making decisions with Arch when he's going to the league. They're gonna strategize and make sure everything is in order.
I can't bring up my screen, but because I'm on an iPad. But this was the brackets going into the national championship, and the interesting thing, as the final 4 teams all came from these guys back here, who weren't even in the top 4. None of the top 4 made it. So by that metric, was this successful or was this not successful based on the fact that the top 4 teams all got knocked out and everybody who was in the national championship was over here in the first bracket? Your thoughts, Ken? And overall thoughts of the playoffs?
Man, as I told you about the whole bracket, the whole playoffs, the whole entire thing, man, here's the thing. To me, the conference championship mattered, but it didn't. And here's the thing that you got to understand, Flo. When you got teams that like Notre Dame, and when you have teams that like Ohio State, when teams are hot, when teams are on a win streak, when they win and they're playing consistent football, you get every team that had a bye ended up doing what? They lost. All those teams had a bye, they lost. So that puts teams
Can we say that just because they had a bye is because they lost, or is this too small a sample to say that yet? Go ahead.
I think it screwed them over. And here's my other thing, what we talked about earlier.
Okay.
The bowl committees are not going to allow this to happen, but I think any team that gets a bye should be able to host that bowl in their city, but the bowls are not going to allow that. So, like, the Sugar Bowl should have been hosted in Athens, Georgia, but they're not going to allow that because New Orleans wants to generate a lot of revenue, and all the money goes to New Orleans and all that kind of stuff.
Unless you have some kind of renaming or
a split or something,
shuffle some things around.
Yeah, man. So I mean, for me, I enjoyed the whole the playoff or whatever, man. But like, it just bothered me to see, like I said, my team and Georgia just they were dismantled. I mean, after the quarterback got hurt, they were dismantled, and then like, you know, the quarterback, he abruptly left. He's going to Miami now. He's got another NIL deal, and other things are happening in his favor, so he's moving on. So, I mean, the new college football game today, it's about money. It's about guys, about money, power, and fame, and guys going where they're going to be. So this challenges coaches and coaching staffs to go get the best guys. You got to win. You got to win now. You may lose, but if you lose, you got to find ways to, when you get to the tournament, to win. Right. That's what it's all about, man.
Okay, Professor, to Canteen and mine's point, were the top 4 teams that all lost, were they all at a disadvantage? Is this made a disadvantage for them, or too small a sample size to really say it was a disadvantage for the top 4 teams that had a bye going into that? And then your overall thoughts about the playoffs.
It is not a disadvantage because it is too small a sample size. Could it be a disadvantage? Sure, but we need more time, as far as you do with everything in this college playoff. Do we agree that things need to happen to change in this college playoff so that you don't have the top 4 seeds that get a bye and then lose? Well, yeah, that also had to do with the fact that the seeding was done in a way that they were hoping would work out for them correctly when there was Power 5 conferences.
Right.
They decided all of this when there were 5 Power 5 conferences. Now there are only 4, which is how Boise State was able to sneak into the top 4.
Right.
Boise State and Arizona should not have been in the top 4, which would have not made Ohio State and Oregon play in the second round. I know Jake will already have something about seeding, so I'm not going to take this fire on that. I will just continue to work on, we need to rank teams accordingly to the actual ranking, because now we only have 4 Power 4 conferences. So either you beat them by those 12, or you're going to continue to have this issue. Now, I say issue because if you go back a few weeks on my Professor Seminal Mente, which comes on weekly at Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, shameless plug, you would know that I talked about this, and I talked about how this was actually a really good thing for the college playoffs. Because the college playoffs, by letting Arizona State in and Boise State in the first year, No other Group 5 conference can ever say that they never got a chance or they never got a shot.
Good point
Teams
there.
don't acquiesce to the Group of 5 anymore. Also, right, by doing that, they showed you that Alabama couldn't get into the top 12 the first time. Why? So they could show you that with no bias, so in the future they can let 3 SEC and 3 Big Ten teams in. And if you think the conference committee is not thinking about this, well, you're just blind.
So you think the overall is a success, but maybe some tweaking?
It was a complete win for the college football playoff championship committee, but I would completely change everything.
So only the top 4 get the top 4 seeds, the top 4 conference championships get the top 4 seeds? Is that what you're saying?
I would not. I would give it to the top 12, or if I did give it to the top 4 conference championships, they may have to by contract, then I would do reseeding, and I'd ask for Jake for his awesome idea.
Okay. Jake, your thoughts on all the top 4 losing after a bye, and then overall thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think that at all. I don't think nothing has to do with that. Here's my point.
Okay.
Overall, it was a plus. Let me tell you why. The team that won the national championship had 2 losses and 1 at the very end of the season. If this was not part of the play, they probably wouldn't have even made it in the top 4 to even compete for a championship after losing to Michigan that week. They would have been stuck out. So I'm proud of them adding that. Here's the second part. I said this before. I think I agree. Should conference champions really do it? I don't believe winning the ACC should be bigger than the second or third place of other conferences, of tougher conferences. I don't agree with that at all. But I also said, the second you do rank those top 4 teams, I believe number 1 should get to choose who they get to play. I believe it was bullcrap, and I called it from the get-go. I didn't have to be smart on this. Penn State had the easiest walk in the park to the damn Final Four you could ever see in your life. They got to see SMU and Boise State. They got to walk practically in. I don't know if they would be in an Oregon. I don't see them being a Texas to get there. That's what I mean by that. I think you should make it a show. This is a show as well. You have to make it a show. Show us that Oregon should not have to be penalized for being the number 1 seed and have to see Ohio State right after they just took the number 1 seed and was undefeated the whole year. That's ridiculous.
Hey, Jake, what do you think? And everybody, what do y'all think about my dad's idea? I've seen this from Michael Wilbon. He said go down to 8 teams as well.
I don't think you could go back. I don't like the 8 teams. I don't mind the 12. Maybe we just have to reshuffle the rules of how we get there.
Yeah, redo the rules. Yeah, that's what I think. It's gonna be hard to backtrack and go back down.
And here's my, and you guys can have your opinion on this, what you think. But here's my thing. The thing I don't want college to look like the NFL.
Right.
Having 2 conferences, and Omar's talked about this, or maybe two conferences separated into divisions. And then you basically having the NFL in college. I like the fact that college is different, and I would rather them just keep it different, have 2 12 teams, maybe 16, but that's it. And just adjust from there, how you see them, maybe changes a little. But I like the fact that college is different from NFL, because then you get too redundant to me, and it's not the same anymore. It's looking too much like the NFL now. You have NIL, which is what, free agency. The transfer portal is free agency. NIL is people get paid based on what they're worth.
Well, they're following the model now, getting GMs and all that.
They're not
the GMs and stuff.
Are they called GMs in there? In the
GMs, yeah, they're like GMs.
They are.
Okay,
they are.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want it to look too much like the NFL. That's my issue with it. I hope it stays to 12, maybe no more than 16. But your thoughts, guys.
If they go to the 16, I think they're going to be doing themselves a total disservice if they go to 16, man.
Well, I agree. I agree that they shouldn't go to 16, but they can't go back to 8. But it's not good to stay at 12.
At 12, yeah. So we're kind of like
maybe go to 14. Go to 14. I don't know.
14.
I mean, maybe do 2 buys, but then wouldn't that be more like the NFL?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're like, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
You don't.
You go to 8.
Go down to 10, maybe? Could you go down to 10 and have 2 buys? 1 and 2 have the bye?
Maybe.
Nah, man, it's like you're in a funky situation, man. You can't win or lose, man.
I hope it's not headed that way, Papa Ruben. I hope not, because I like the college that's different. It's not exactly like the NFL. The rules are a little different. I don't want it to mirror the NFL. In my opinion, I would rather it be a little different. I like the fact that it's different. It's a different style of play. The rules are a little different. The way you get into the playoffs is a little different. I like all that. I think it's good for the game. But your thoughts, guys?
But like I said, as you guys have just said, man, the way the college football playing field is set up now, you got guys getting deals, guys getting these exotic cars, guys getting the same things that NFL players are getting. You got a guy, Carson Beck, that's played at Georgia, won the championship at Georgia. Guy gets hurt, he decides to jump in the portal, goes to Miami, just signed a new NIL deal with Miami because his girlfriend there. Come on, I mean it's rolling the dice. So man, it's like, okay, Flo, you love your Texas Tech Raiders, but if you get dissatisfied, you want to go jump over and go play at BYU. Come on, man.
Well, and to your point, Canteen, I think that a lot of this, adding more teams could be good for the game in the fact that if you look at these bowls that are not involved in the playoffs, a lot of those top players don't play because they're waiting for the NFL. A lot of my top guys didn't even play in the game because they didn't want to get hurt for the NFL.
Don't get hurt.
But if you get more teams in, then maybe those guys play in those playoffs.
They don't have a choice.
That's my only thing to add, people, is that you don't get as many people sitting out that last game, that bowl game, that all the fans are looking forward to, to them going to see it on TV or going to attend those bowl games. Now you're playing a bunch of freshmen and backups. It looks like week 18 of the NFL. It doesn't look good.
So it's gonna be it's something that they're really gonna have to seek and really think out and strategize, and it's not gonna happen within the next 3-4 years, man. It's something that's gonna have to be long and thought out, man. In my opinion.
I'll pass it off to Jake real quick, but I do want to say I've already talked to a couple of the NCAA people I have there in the headquarters, and they tell me that there are going to be no changes this year early.
Okay, that's fair.
Look, I think that there'll be no changes. I think, honestly, if you really think about this, that'd be death. In the end, I think they're on a smart track. I think they're on the right track. Mind you, guys, this is the second biggest, I think the biggest viewing other than the NFL. They're number 2 in sports right now. So they're being watched. Not only that, I don't think they would ever get the NFL because of the fandom. I think the rivalries are more bitter in the NCAA because you have angry.
Yeah, but not anymore when they're eliminating.
If you go to 2 conferences, it's gonna eliminate all that.
Mm-hmm. If you keep the certain conferences with the same guys, I don't know how it would be that bad.
No, because if you go to 2 you tell me, Omar, if I'm wrong. You go to 2 super conferences, those divisions are going to break down into like 5 teams, 4 teams, or whatever, and you're going to lose all that rivalry stuff.
I don't think you need to do it by division. I think you just separate it by conference.
You're going to have to. How else would you separate them?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, they're going to have 2 super team conferences. It'll probably be like 32 teams in each conference. It'll be like 8 teams in the West,
and then 4.
The mid, 18 in the north, and that's what's going to.
It's going to eliminate all the rivalries. I mean, you might still get a few that cross over, but for most part, you'll get rid of some of that.
16
agrees with the
said the tournament like a March Madness bracket.
He also says it's also wanting players going to increase their draft stock, and by going to a team that isn't stacked, it also doesn't have a guy that will allow them to get their stock raised. Also, though, you know what else it has to do with these days is the transfer portal, because the transfer portal only has a certain amount of window. And that window runs into the winter semester. So that way, what happens is players have to choose their transfer teams early before their teams even go to play bowl games. They have to run several teams this year. For quarterbacks who are going to transfer to another team the next year had to not play in the bowl game because the transfer window was before the bowl game even was played. So they're going to have to move the transfer window back into the spring semester when the kids actually come back to school. It's a good question my dad asked. How do we stop this movement if even possible?
It's not possible, I don't think. I think it's you've already got the ball. It's like a snowball going downhill. It's either going to come and crash or make a nice snowman at the end. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've got to wait for the snowball to go crash, and then you figure out after that, pick up the pieces to find out what's the best course forward. That's about my opinion.
I agree.
Any thoughts? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We're going to go to the NFL, but before we go to the NFL, we have a new segment we started a couple weeks ago, and because we have a resident hot taker, Hot Take Jake, it's time for Hot Take Jake of the week.
All right, well, here's what I'll say. I think eventually this will not become a hot take, but I'm going to say it this early to show you what's about to happen.
We got to write these down somewhere.
I think there are teams that are doing magnificent already in the early of the offseason. Mind you, guys, whenever you're out and you're eliminated, you have to work on your team instantly. That's how I can tell you're really moving. You're moving fast.
True.
You're moving quickly.
That's true, Jake.
Right now, the Patriots are doing the unthinkable. They hired Mike Vrabel. Not only that, they just added Josh McDaniels,
offensive coordinator.
Guys, this team is poised, and I think right now more than ever. This team was known to be
not Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, he hating on Josh McDaniels. I don't know why.
Not the great Josh McDaniels.
He's a great offensive coordinator, Omar. Don't hate on him.
Omar knows a lot about Josh McDaniels.
Oh no!
I'll add this.
Dumbo and his big Dumbo ears flying into town again.
Well, you're gonna hate this, Omar.
Let it finish.
The Patriots should have been the first overall draft pick this year if they would have lost that last game, but they ended up winning it. They will make the playoffs next year. You got it here. You heard it here first. This
you heard him. Hey, you heard him first.
Poised to make the playoffs with Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
I think I'm proud of them.
Tennessee.
They have done.
No. The same Mike Vrabel that coached at Tennessee.
Yep.
And
adding Josh McDaniels. Not only that. Did Drake May look bad this year?
He looked pretty good.
Guys, every year there's 4 new playoff teams at least.
You heard it here first, guys.
Teams. Be ready.
Patriots are a playoff team.
You, sir, are an idiot.
Get ready,
I ain't saying nothing, Jay. Hey, man, these people be trolling, man.
What are y'all doing? We just take them on.
Hey, think about this.
Okay. Okay.
The Dolphins are about to lose Tyreek Hill. They're already breaking them.
Okay. So what? So a good landing spot for Tyreek Hill.
What?
I'm not sure, but what I'm trying to tell you is in division. Think of the division, Ken. Think of the division.
Wow.
Think of the division.
Okay.
The Bills are their toughest opponents. The Jets are stuck with the either Aaron Rodgers another season or they're going to be rebuilding a whole new season. They got to rebuild the whole way through.
I mean, they only had one team make it anyway, Jay.
And the Dolphins with that. Absolutely. The Dolphins are going to fall back as well. I think the Patriots are poised this coming up year with the Mike Vrabel.
Are they a borderline? Are you going to say they're a borderline playoff? Or are they challenging the Bills for the
No, they're making the wild card. They'll make the wild card. The Bills are still the Bills. We can't hide Josh Allen's greatness.
Okay.
But they will make a wild card team.
Okay. That's fair.
Hey,
okay, so
proud move. Great move, guys. They have done a lot in the offseason right now. And it hasn't even started the offseason legitimately.
Okay.
They've done a lot of moves.
And then another coaching thing was
hold on. Hot Take Jake's hottest take. So you want to talk about coaching? Go ahead, Canteen. Follow up.
I know we had the coach from the Lions coach went to the Bears. What's his name?
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. And then the other coach, one of the coaches, I don't know their names by the top of my head, Flo. He interviewed with the Jets.
Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn.
There's reports that they don't want to let him leave the Jets organization. They want him to stay.
They want him to stay. I don't know. I don't have any intel on the Saints at this point in the season on what they're going to do. Schottenheimer for the Cowboys.
Well, that's a rumor out there. Anyway, so the only thing we do know for sure, Omar, is that Ben Johnson is with the Bears. What kind of impact does he make with the Bears and Caleb Williams over there?
Yeah, so the report is that obviously he has been waiting on a job for years to take the right position. He's interviewed for plenty of jobs over the past years, and he finally decided that he had something he could work with in this offense. He used that a combination of Caleb Williams, a quarterback, John Johnson at running back. You got DJ Moore at wide receiver. You got Cole Kmet at your tight end. You got a decent offensive line and a decent defense even after losing Khalil Mack a few years ago. So what he thinks is that he thinks he can turn this offense into the Redskins, basically. Excuse me, the Commanders, basically. I'm sorry, I'm from this area.
Commanders.
So
yeah, exactly. We all make that mistake.
He'll never go away from me. I called him that for like 30 minutes. Anyway, but he thinks that he can make the same turnaround. If you look at the Commanders, we'll talk about this a little bit, they had the 24th ranked defense. So it wasn't like their defense was tying up teams and that's why they were winning. No, they were winning because of Jaden Daniels in the offense.
Right.
So he believes that he can go in there and actually teach Caleb Williams how to play proper NFL ball, manage the game like Jared Goff does, right? You don't need to be a superstar. You don't need to throw the ball down the field. That might already be out the window for him. Maybe it's just, and I don't know him personally, so I don't know. I've never talked to him. But in my eyes, he's probably trying to turn Caleb Williams into a Jaden
Daniels. Is it Jared Goff?
Not even Jaden Daniels. It's Jared Goff. Where he can control the game and get the balls to his playmakers and not make any mistakes. I think it's a good move for Chicago.
Okay. Your thoughts on Ben Johnson going to the Bears guys, either you two guys, and the fact, should he call plays or should he just be a head coach?
No. Call plays. Do what you do best. You do not run away from that. You do not run away from that. Here's my other thing. I think his biggest weakness, in my opinion, is he's a bit of a show-off. He saw in games, he was showing his plays, all his little trick plays, all that. Here's my thing. The one thing I get a vibe from him about, he loves playmakers more than the trenches. Detroit was built within. They have a top offensive line. I think his moves are going to tell me a lot, and I'm kind of predicting this. I think he will try and get a big-name receiver, a big-name running back out there this free agency. When, in fact, we saw Caleb's weakness. The offensive line was not helping him at times, and Caleb will fall down. You need to build that O-line first. But if Big Ben messes up, Big Ben Johnson,
Big Ben now.
Gonna mess up.
Ben Johnson, that's not his nickname. Who named him that?
I'm calling him. Hey, Omar. Big Ben Johnson, my brother.
Big Ben Johnson. The new nickname, Big Ben Johnson.
All right, whatever.
Hey, don't hate because y'all didn't grab him. That's on y'all.
Yeah.
Boy,
you grabbed Big Ben? Well, that's good on you.
Big Ben. I thought he was talking about
like I said, he has to do something this offseason, and I think to show something, to show progress, build your O-line with Caleb. But I think he'll do the opposite and fall in love with playmakers more. Because that's what you had in Detroit. You had a lot of playmakers.
A lot of playmakers.
Big Ben Big Ben Johnson Clubber. Big Ben Johnson Clubber.
It's like
You ever heard of Big Ben Johnson? Hey, so just real quick, what do you guys think, based on what we know about Big Ben Johnson, and Caleb Williams? Are they, like Jake was saying about the Patriots, are they a wild card team at least next year, minimum?
That's a different division. That ain't the same division. The reason I said the Patriots is we saw that division. You just said that.
Right. No, I know. I'm just saying. But
this division, you got a gauntlet. This ain't the same.
But we didn't think Minnesota was going to be what they were.
Minnesota Green Bay.
And they re-signed and not only that, Brian Flores didn't leave. But
they're going to change quarterbacks. They're going to change quarterbacks. Probably.
I think that's for the better.
But right away?
I agree with both of y'all there. Because look at this. First of all, you got the Lions losing both coordinators. You've got
that's who falls down.
Sure, but I'm just saying you got Vikings going from Darnold back to a rookie and JJ
McCarthy.
Second year
both
now.
Of these teams could come back
essentially a rookie.
Bit, right?
Yeah.
10, 11 wins. Green Bay should be in the same spot. I think Chicago is a valid wild card contender.
Okay.
For sure. With the offense they have. All they need to do is get Caleb Williams.
It's to me, it's gonna be tough, man. I think you're gonna You still got, like I said, Minnesota, Green Bay, Detroit. It's gonna be tough, man. I think it's gonna be tough across the board. And here's the thing. I think Chicago. Chicago.
Okay.
I'll give them 9 wins. I'll give them 9. I'll give them at least 9. So I'll give them 9.
So they got a shot. If they make 9 wins, they got a shot at a wild card spot, depending on what everything is.
Yeah.
What sucks is how fast Jaden Daniels built it. Jaden and Bo. I'm going to put Bo in there too. What sucks is how fast his rookie conglomerates looked. How fast they built themselves and their teams made the playoffs. Now it put Caleb with a little pressure like, hey, bro, we've already seen 2 rookies do it. Now you on the clock. I'm telling you were supposed to be the best quarterback. It's going to put some pressure that he has to live up to.
I think that they will make the playoffs. That's my hot take, Jake. They will, in fact, make the playoffs. I see the Packers dropping. I think Jordan Love is not what everybody thinks he is.
Right.
I see the Lions
coordinators.
No, for real. Look at me.
You say you think the Lions going to take a dive?
I think the Lions. What happened with Jared Goff to end this playoff run? A disaster by all metrics. This is the beginning of the end of Goff as the starting quarterback there. He's going to continue to go down. He'll end up losing his job there. I don't know if it's next year, but I'll allow the Rams. I told you guys this. Remember with the Rams, I said he got him to the Super Bowl, and he has an expiration date, and I think it started with this playoff game. This is Jared Goff's beginning of the end for him as a starting quarterback for the Lions, and the Lions will take a step back next year.
Damn.
All right, so let's go. Let's talk about we talked about the divisional game on Sunday Surge. If you guys want to see what we said about the divisional games on Sunday Surge, go check us out. We had that on Sunday. Check out on the repeat, but we have the conference championships lined up. Washington at Philadelphia. Philly is 6-point favorite at this point. 47.5 is the point total. And the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs, also 47.5, same points, but KC is a 2-point favorite. Let's talk about Washington, Philadelphia first. We'll go around and then we'll talk about the second game. Your thoughts, Washington, Philly. What's your thoughts?
Crazy. Oh man, this Washington, this is a division rivalry. Washington Eagles. I got to go with the Eagles on this one, man. And the reason I say the Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to utilize Saquon Barkley in such a way that run game. They're going to run the ball down their throat. They're going to air it out when they need to. And here's the thing, man. And I'm so tired of people trying to downplay that Brown kid, man. I got a lot of respect for AJ Brown. AJ Brown cut from a different cloth, man. He had
a great game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People laugh. They laugh at him because he reading books on the sideline and stuff like, man.
Well, he's had great.
Now look at him.
That's what I'm saying. Like people were laughing, but like he's putting up numbers and he's showing them things. I think the Eagles.
That was sarcastic, Canteen.
Huh?
That was sarcastic, Canteen.
So you don't think he should have been reading books, Flo?
No, I'm just saying he didn't have a great game.
Yeah.
He had 14 yards since he.
That's right. He's had
two terrible games ever since he read the book.
That's right.
He hasn't had a good game.
That's right. Stephen A. did talk about him playing the other day.
But go ahead.
I'm gonna go 27-20. Eagles win this game in a close one.
27-20. Okay. Yeah. So they cover. They cover too. Okay.
Yeah.
Omar, Professor.
Yes. So, damn. What else can I say? The superlatives I said about the Commanders and Jalen Daniels. I said all Sunday. You're gonna have to go back and watch it. I'm not saying it all, but it is a historic rookie season for the guy. He's now going to be the 5th rookie quarterback to compete in a conference championship. It's not a conference championship regular though, y'all. This is a divisional game. This is a divisional game. This will be the 3rd time these teams have met. They split 1-1 in the regular season. Jalen Hurts. He's not as healthy as you would want your quarterback to be at that point in time, right? Now, I did mention the stat last week where Jalen Hurts, if he passes under 135 yards, the Eagles are undefeated in the playoffs. that bodes well for them because they have Saquon Barkley, who, as the ESPN team said, needs to be able to run the ball behind him, especially with Jalen Hurts having yesterday. But, gentlemen, with what I saw last week with my own eyes, the Commander inside, and granted, I'm in the DMV. This is a watering hole in the DMV. Shout out Bungalows for hosting us. I saw pride. I saw a infectious energy that has not been seen in 30 years. I saw a Redskins team that demolished a previous giant that we considered to be the Super Bowl contender, one of the favorites, as you mentioned,
to make the Super Bowl,
to win the Super Bowl, one of the Super Bowl contenders to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
We all said this, and now they've slayed the Giants. And who helped them but none other than their young rookie QB, who, had an amazing season at LSU, and now has proven that he can handle the NFL. He's cool as a cucumber, out there acting like nothing is even happening when it's 4th down and 20 and he's down 6 points. It is amazing. Salute to that young man. I am going with the upset. Shout out to all of my DMV. I hate the Commanders as much as I hate the Broncos. But I'm still going with them because I think with the injured
not as much as I do, Omar. Go ahead.
I think with the injured Jalen Hurts, I think with the Commanders defense held Detroit 5 points they were able to score. I think we see Commanders just barely able to outscore the Philadelphia Eagles. 27-24 Commanders win this week.
Wow. Jake?
Well, Omar brought up great points. I have a good friend out there in the DMV, Marcus, good guy. He told me, he says, Jake, I'm telling you, bro, the last time Dan Quinn started as a head coach, he took a Falcons team to the Super Bowl with an average defense. He then named the running backs some bum running backs. Couldn't even know. He said they had one playmaker on offense.
No, there wasn't no bum running back.
Who they had that year, Can? Who they have in 2016?
No, the running back then they had
You don't even know.
No, I gotta think. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'll think about it.
Oh no! What you do?
No, keep going. I gotta think about it.
All they had was Julio Jones.
No, they had Julio Jones. No, they had Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu. They had Tony Gonzalez, Matt Ryan.
No, they didn't have Tony Gonzalez.
Yes, they did.
Tony Gonzalez.
They had
Tony Gonzalez, the Hall of Fame tight end.
They had Tony Gonzalez. Yes, they did.
They had him for a while. I don't know if it was
they had Tony Gonzalez when they went to the Super Bowl. When they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Who
were the running backs, though? Who were the running backs?
I don't think he was there.
I think he was.
I'm trying to think of the running back. I'm going to find that running back.
Okay. Go ahead, Jake. Finish your point, Jake.
In the end, can I see the Commanders pulling off a Cinderella story? This is what hurts the most. I believe this. If the Commanders would win
this was supposed to be your story, Jake. This was supposed to be the Broncos story. Go ahead. With the rookie quarterback.
Well, don't worry. We're good over there.
I'm just saying. This was your story.
Oh, Devontae Freeman. It was Devontae Freeman.
As a Cowboys fan, I'd be more hurt to know that you're the ugly stepsister now, watching your two sisters go to the dance. As I'm saying.
In the weakest division.
In the end, do I see the Commanders pulling a Cinderella story and doing it? Here's what sucks. I believe the Commanders make the Super Bowl. I believe whoever wins the AFC wins it all. Because I think the pressure would be too mounted. But with that being said, yes, A.J. Brown didn't do nothing. But guess what? He doesn't have to. Because you got that
it doesn't matter what he does.
Right. Saquon, the Don Barkley, the man, the myth, the legend, the best running back in the league right now. Saquon the Don. He is carrying teams on their back, saying it's my
MVP
season.
to me.
Like
MVP.
he's like Aljamain Sterling. He's like,
He
He's
is
MVP.
showing you that running backs are running backs for a reason. Remember, it was not 2
Hey,
years ago when they were
no.
saying the running back was dead. They weren't a part of the league anymore. They were a dime a dozen. And now he's doing this. A.J. Brown, I'm proud of what he's doing. In fact, I think A.J. Brown of the past would have had faltered this is what I love about Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni is not just head coaching a bunch of scrubs. He has to keep great men, great alpha men in check. And he's doing it proudly. I think in the end, Saquon the Don. Guys, look, I know it's a 1-1. They were 1-1, but you have to put perspective into place. They were up 21-7 in that game. Kenny Pickett had to come into the game in the end. Jalen Hurts did not play that whole game. I hate to say this because I love what the Commanders are going to do, and I think they're going to be very dangerous in the coming years. But I think this is going to be a low-key blowout. I got 31-14. I think
Eagles?
the Eagles are going to show you what they're made of. I think they're pissed. Remember, you have a head coach that was told he wasn't good enough. He should have been fired. You have a quarterback that's saying right now you're underperforming. You're practically throwing 150 yards or less. You're not doing much. You have a running back that was let go whenever he wanted to stay with the Giants. This team is a dramatic underdog, but they really are favorites because of what they have to build in dirt. They were just made fun of a year ago getting smashed in the wild card round against the Bucs. And here they are in the NFC Championship game, a game away from redemption from the Super Bowl of 2 years ago. I think the Eagles pull this off 31-14. I think Saquon the Don sends you to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And he is our MVP for the bottom line. What, Anthony, you wanted me to pull this up about Celebrity?
No,
Tevin Coleman was a running back.
Tevin Coleman, it was Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman, because Tevin Coleman played for us, then Tevin Coleman went to play for the 49ers.
Okay.
But
All
we
right.
had, but
Hey, at
we
least
had
we finally
Julio
remember.
Jones, Roddy White, Julio Jones, Roddy White, Matt Ryan, and Tony Gonzalez.
You were up 28-3 in that game, right?
In all defense for Canteen, he put that out of his mind. That was a bad Super Bowl. He forgot all about it.
Yeah, that was bad memory. Bad memories. Yeah,
He didn't
bad
want
memory.
that.
Now,
I get it. I get it.
Now that Super Bowl,
No, I get it.
Flores, you were talking all that noise, calling people on the phone.
I wasn't
playing.
talking noise. You were
You
talking noise.
playing on the phone.
I told you to calm down. I said, calm down, Ken. It ain't over yet. And you were just gone. You were gone. You didn't even listen to me. Anyway, let's talk about this game. Let me tell you my point. I thought early on that it was going to be Washington versus Philly. I thought Washington would end up with that 7th spot. And I thought this was a bad matchup for Philly at that point. But now I really think it's a bad matchup. Like Omar's point, Jalen Hurts is hurt. He is injured. And here's my point. And I know you liked what Sirianni has done, Jake. But here's my point. I went back to the All-22 and looked at this game. Sirianni in his own end zone, Jalen Hurts hobbled, has him dropping back for a pass, gets sacked, gives up a safety. And they end up going down there and scoring and making this a game. Then, as they're trying to run the clock out, instead of running the great Saquon Barkley, who I think should be the MVP, he has Jalen Hurts, who's injured, rolling out and gets sacked and gives the ball back to the Rams and almost gives this game away, in my opinion. Why are you making Jalen Hurts roll out an injured quarterback on a play that you're trying to run the clock out?
I don't think he's injured. I don't think he's as hurt as we're talking.
You're trying to run the clock
No,
out.
but he had
Run
just got hurt,
Saquon
though.
Barkley.
I
Why are
agree
you not
completely.
running
I
Saquon
agree.
Barkley?
He got sacked for like 20 yards.
That's why I don't trust.
The hate
I
on
don't
Nick
trust
Sirianni is
Sirianni.
wild
I
to
don't
me.
trust him. I don't trust him. That's why I don't
The
trust
hate
him.
on Nick
Because
Sirianni
those
is
two
wild to
plays
me.
alone make me not want to trust him.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
The other point is Dan Quinn. To your point, he has done great, and he did great for Canteen's team. He did great for our team as a defensive coordinator. And Jaden Daniels, I think it's destiny. Jaden Daniels has passed every test.
Yes.
Every test.
Come on with me. Come on with me, baby.
I said there's no way he can beat these Lions with the offense. He's not going to be able to keep up.
Man, they dismantled him.
And it didn't matter. They had, I think, 4 turnovers in that game, and they still won that game against the vaunted Detroit Lions. This defense is now inspired as a top bottom half defense in these playoffs, has been inspired by what Jaden Daniels and the offense is doing, and they're on the bandwagon. The defense is on the bandwagon, and they will play above their heads in this game. They will stop Saquon Barkley and make Jalen Hurts try and beat him, and he's not going to be able to do it. He's going to have some turnovers, and I think Jaden Daniels takes this team to the Super Bowl. He is that guy. If you let Jaden Daniels stay in the game and give him the ball with 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, he's going to take the team down and score. And that's what's going to happen in this game. Jaden Daniels is going to win this game at the end in a close game. Jaden Daniels is that guy. It pains me to say it as a Cowboys fan, but he will take this team to the Super Bowl and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. Woo! Let's go. Bills at KC on Sunday. Let's go. 2-point favorites for KC. Go ahead. Cam.
Man, this is a tough one too, guys. That Arrowhead.
Son. You remember when a wrestler would like run the ring like the Ultimate Warrior, and he would just be worn out before the match even started? That's Flores right there. Flores done burned himself up.
I know. I'm done. I've got to take a breath. I got to take a break.
Man, this game is at Arrowhead. Man, it's gonna be Arrowhead on Sunday night. I mean, everything's always played in the hand of the Chiefs, man, and Patrick Mahomes, man. But no. Let me say this though, Flo.
A lot of people are saying it.
I mean, it's like playing chess. I mean, it's like playing chess and on the chessboard. The Chiefs have made the strategic moves and made the right moves at the right time, and everything falls in their hands. I'm just being honest. Now I told you I think the Chiefs were the weakest team in the AFC. I'm being honest. I think they were the weakest team in the AFC. I think the Bills are the strongest team based off the Bills and their skill sets on offense and defense. All I'm going to say is may the best team win. It's going to be a tight game across the board.
What do you got?
I'm going to go 24-21. 24-21 Chiefs.
Oh,
still gonna go with the Chiefs.
Wait, what?
Go Bills.
Wait a second.
After
you
all
just
that,
talked that whole time about the Buffalo Bills being the best. You always do this, man. You always hit us with the okey doke, and I'm getting kind of tired of it, right? I don't understand what's happening. You always go one way, and then all of a sudden make a damn 180 degrees. You just hyped up the Bills for 5 minutes about the Chiefs, and now all of a sudden the Chiefs are winning. Oh my God!
My heart is with the Bills, man. But I know about this whole controversy, man.
Come on.
My heart is for the Bills. Just watch the game. Just watch the game, man. That's all I can say.
Omar, he had some of his best analysis, and he goes with the other team.
The best analysis I've ever heard in my life from him. And then he turns around and predicts the other team. What are you doing? I'm so, your heart hurts, Canteen. My head hurts. I'm trying to follow where the heck you just.
Hey, Flo, you gotta save this snippet, man. No, save this snippet, Omar.
Okay, we'll save it, man. We gotta put this in a. Anyway, go ahead, Omar. Go ahead, Omar. I don't even know what to say.
Do
you need Jake to go first?
Second episode in a row. I need Jake
to go first.
I need Jake.
Go ahead, Jake. Give us your pick. He needs a minute. Sports Professor needs a minute to gather his thoughts.
Well, we knew we were going to have to be here to see the Chiefs. We knew that you got to beat them to get to the bowl. If I'm Buffalo, I beat them earlier in the season, and I need to look up how I beat them. Physicality, dominance, making Mahomes watch the game, You need James Cook to show up. I agree with all these things. I just believe that in the end, it will not be Josh Allen to finish this off. It will be Jalen Hurts that has to right his wrong. I think the Chiefs will pull off a victory. I believe the Chiefs will win this one. I think the Bills will make one more mistake because they're playing somebody that they fall victim to every time. They will lose
Omar,
24. Golly, look at Omar.
He's got a.
Hey,
he's
I got 24, 21.
Same score.
I think Patrick Mahomes makes one more play than Josh Allen.
See?
I think that they will go have a date with destiny to go for a three-peat. But I think in the end they will win 24-21. Josh Allen is not the guy, I believe, that could beat Mahomes head-to-head when it counts most.
Okay. So, Sports Professor, have you gathered yourself after that devastating okey-doke from the can, the man, the stat man?
I felt like I got sprayed with bear mace. I had to wash out my eyes and my ears and slap myself around a couple of times like I was on the old movie, The Airplane. You know, you remember that one with Kareem Abdul.
And he's just pouring down sweat.
Before he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Yes. God bless him for the love of everything. My face is so fucking. Excuse my language. All right, let's keep this moving. Bills and Chiefs this weekend. It's going to be an awesome game. It's not going to be the game that last week we were hoping, or last week that we got, from the Bills versus the Ravens. Why? Because the Chiefs have played in way too many close games this season. The Chiefs have really been squeaking by all season long, while the Bills have been thriving all season long. The Bills' offense is humming at this point in time. The defense has now gathered pieces back. They've had, I believe, 4 or 5 returning defensive players over the past 2 weeks that really helped them fortify that defense against Patrick Mahomes, who also had a little bit of an ankle thing last game. It didn't turn out to be anything, but those little things build up throughout the season. Yes, things like that build up throughout the season. I hate the Chiefs, but that's not why I'm doing this. I'm going with the upset again.
Oh,
the Buffalo Bills will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. And it will be a rematch of the 1992 Super Bowl when the Redskins beat the Bills and the Bills came out the
storyline fucks you.
Not enough.
You know I love the storylines, baby. You know I love the storylines. Let's go.
So the storyline masters of disaster, the Sports Professor, bringing back the 90s matchup between the Bills and the Washington, formerly known as the Redskins, now the Commanders. All right, so yeah.
My score, by the way, which is weird and freaky. My score is 24-21, which was the same as Jake's.
Wow.
That was my score that I chose earlier in the day. That's crazy.
24-21. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's 3.
All right, so let's go. So the Bills have played well. I think Josh Allen has been played within himself. He has played smart football. He has not turned the ball over. He has not turned the ball over in kind of dumb ways as he has in the past. He's been played within himself. He's only made plays when he has to. And I think he's played well all season. He's okay with getting 150 yards, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, maybe throw a touchdown or 2, maybe run in a couple of touchdowns. It's whatever he has to do to win. So that's been good by the Bills, and the defense has played fairly well. They've been a little consistent in the last few weeks, but they have picked it up a little in the playoffs. That being said, the Kansas City Chiefs, like to your point, Omar, Patrick Mahomes was hurt that day, and they did not have Pacheco back, and they did not have Hollywood Brown back. So, and I don't think they had vintage Kelsey. I think he saves himself for the playoffs as you hear this last game, you see how much better he played than he played at the end of the season. I think he saves himself. He's an older tight end, and he saves himself for these types of games. And the fact that the Chiefs are going for history. And it's never been done, a three-peat. And they're focused and they're ready to win this game. I believe they will come in and play typical, keep the game close. They haven't blown anybody out. I think they'll do a little better offensively, but that's good because I think the Bills will be good offensively. So I think this will be a little bit of a shootout, but I will stay with my prediction because the Chiefs have not scored over 31 points. I'm going to keep them at 30 points, and they will win this game in a classic, I believe, 30-27. The Chiefs pull it out and go for the three-peat. 30-27, a three-point game by the Chiefs. They do not cover.
Wait, now let's recap real quick. So I'm the only one with the Redskins and Bills, and y'all all have the Eagles versus the Chiefs.
No, I have the Commanders too. Remember,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we both got the Commanders. Yeah, I got the Commanders.
I got the Super Bowl rematch. Eagles versus Chiefs. I think to finish off the Chiefs' dynasty.
So does Canteen.
Finish it off.
Okay.
You have Eagles Chiefs too, right, Can? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. So that's it, guys.
That's it.
Hey, y'all
Woo! Yeah, we got one more show Sunday night.
One more Sunday Surge. Sunday night.
Sunday Surge, baby.
That's
Sunday
it,
night,
baby.
8 p.m. Eastern. Oh, wait.
It'll be like 9:30. Probably like 9:30 Eastern time. 9:30.
Oh, we're gonna go late on that.
Probably,
Yeah,
I'll be up late.
Okay. All right, so look up for us. The Sunday Surge will be next to last game. We might have one more post-Super Bowl or pre-Super Bowl, but at least one or two more Sunday Surges for the NFL. We will recap the conference championships on the Sunday Surge and preview whatever the Super Bowl is.
At the Bottom Line
Sports.
The Bottom Line Sports. Find us on all your platforms. Facebook and YouTube.
Look at them fireworks. Look at them fireworks. That's for the Bottom Line Sports. Y'all better get rid of it. Join the Facebook group. Subscribe to YouTube.
Let's go. Any final words, guys? Anybody?
I've been waiting on y'all in the back, man.
You already know.
All right.
All in buds, baby.
All in buds. Oh, check out the final say.
Final say by Jake.
Jake, I put it in the comments as well. I put the link for Jake's podcast in the comments. I keep forgetting to put it in there, but it's in there in the comments. If you want to check out the Final Say podcast, the link is in the comments for all of our shows, all of our channels. Check it out. We'll see you next time. Bottom Line Sports.
Bottom Line Sports. Peace.
Peace.